Why was it so dramatic?
It's his Facebook show. He does a good job with it, Steph.
I felt like I wanted to cry, but I didn't know why I was crying. Nick, do you think the Warriors can sneak up on opponents this season, or is it just crazy to think of them in that capacity?
No, I do think that they are, for the first time since, gosh, Mark Jackson's second year there, like legitimate underdogs. I think that if you are doing a hierarchy of teams in the West, I don't think anyone's putting them in the top 4. I think a lot of people would have them out of the top 6. So, no, I think what Steph's saying is legitimate. Now, will that hunt be successful? Not ultimately successful, not to the level that they've grown accustomed to over the last 5 years with 5 straight trips to the NBA Finals. But I am excited for this season to see Steph, especially until Klay comes back. Not that dissimilar to what we got to see from LeBron his last year in Cleveland when Kyrie was gone and then Love got hurt and you had to see the do everything version of LeBron. Steph is going to have to play a style of basketball and a level of basketball that he hasn't had to play the last 5 years except for in bursts. And I like seeing, I like seeing the ebb and the flow of it. Steph's surrounded by a ton of talent. We know what that looks like. Steph's surrounded by the least talent he's been surrounded by since he's been Stephen Curry, league MVP. That'll be fun to see too. And it'll be, for him, I think a great opportunity to remind everyone, hey man, to a degree, I am the system here. And if all of a sudden the Warriors contracted and you drop me in Orlando or you drop me in Charlotte or you drop me in Phoenix, I would be a great player in any circumstance. So I'm excited for all that, and I think Steph should be. They're not a championship contender. They're not a championship level team, and we know that, but that doesn't mean this can't be a really interesting Warriors team to watch for different reasons.
Yeah, they should be an underdog. But if you look in the last 15 years, the teams that have won NBA championships, the only team that could really be an underdog was the Dallas Mavericks after that, because they upset the Heat and Dirk. Dirk's the only champion because of the supporting cast. Look at all the other guys that have won. You can't sneak up. You can't sneak up on Kevin Durant anymore. You can't sneak up on LeBron, Dwayne Wade after they won championship. You can't sneak up on those people. Those are marquee. Those are the games that people mark. Man, like people are ready to, they're going to be ready for those games. So, no, I don't think they're going to be able to sneak up on anyone because the respect that people have for the way the Warriors play. But if I hadn't seen the playoffs last year, with them struggling without Kevin Durant, if I hadn't seen the Clippers take 2 games from them, if I hadn't seen all that, then I've been like, yeah, you know something? They might have a chance. Man, they got no shot. They don't have a shot to defend at a high level, which has kept this organization one of the elite. It's one of the things that people don't look at when they look at the Warriors. And Steph is going to be exciting, especially the time that Klay is not there. It is exciting to see him as a 2-guard. He is a special player. But we're talking about championships. That's a whole nother. How are they going to win 4 series? They got no rim protection. Steph's going to have to guard more with Klay being injured. Or Klay won't be healthy till the 2021 season, 100% healthy to be able to do the type of things that Klay does. So, no, it's nice to do your little show and everything, but all right, enough of that talk.
Do you think there's a part of the players on this Warriors team that are almost looking forward to this season? Like, we've been the favorites, we've been mocked, we're the assumed winners the last couple years. We want to show we can do it with them.
think they would have if Klay hadn't blown out his knee. If they had just lost
But they did that before Durant got there.
No, hold on. But if they had just lost to the Raptors and Klay was healthy and Durant then leaves, then yes, because I think then Iggy might still be there. And then Draymond, Iguodala, Steph, and Klay say, hey, let's go see if we can do what we did in 2015, in 2020. And they wouldn't be the favorites, but they would be very, very frightening to me, much more frightening than them with D'Angelo, no Iggy, and Klay coming off the injury. But the Klay injury is what wrecks the whole post-Durant initial season. It's what, to me, made them do, I don't want to say a desperation move, but a little curious move of adding D'Angelo Russell because they didn't want Steph to be running to the ground where he's the only one you have to guard when they're opening the Chase Center. The Klay injury, they were planning for KD to leave, right? Forget KD's torn Achilles. They knew, like we knew, that KD would have a foot out the door all year. They weren't planning for Klay Thompson to blow out his knee at the end of their season and set everything back. That's the part that I think at least temporarily, they can't recover from.
I think they're going to miss Iggy more than they realize. But that guy, the stabilization, not only to the locker room, the defensive sets that they went through that he was a key part of, I believe that they're going to miss him.
All right, let's take a break. Coming up, back to football. Hey, are people sleeping on the Atlanta Falcons? Hear it from Matty Ice. Next on First Things First.
And I say lower leg because I feel pain in my ankle area and calf strain. And I guess I'll get a little specific. I've had images and x-rays and everything, and my Achilles is not at extra risk. There is no tear or swelling in there or anything that's indicated. But so it's a calf strain. And we're on our feet a lot. And I know to be the best quarterback I want to be, to help this team like I want to help them, I can't be, I'm not looking for average. And if I'm going out here with pain, I'll be average. I will feel like an average quarterback, and I'll be an average quarterback. That's not good enough for me. That's not good enough for this club.
Coach, I love what he has to say, but when I think Andrew Luck, I don't think durable. It makes me nervous when he's got any injury, a lingering one. What is your level of concern for Andrew Luck?
It's not very high. I think one of the benefits of going through an injury like he went through is you start to understand how to come back from those things. You start to understand how to treat injuries, how to take a step back and maybe some preventative steps. And when you're young, you're so programmed to push through everything. And sometimes as you get older, the best thing you can do
The reason why we're programmed, because we got coaches like you from the time we're little. Listen, buddy, suck it up.
Get out there.
You need to know the difference between pain and injury. It's a fine line, and as you get older, you start to understand that. I don't love the comparison to Kevin Durant. I think as soon as you put that out there, everybody assumes that this is a lot more serious than it is. I'm more in line with listening to what Andrew said about this is a calf strain, and he's trying to be smart about it and put himself in the best position to start this season.
Frank Wright put it out there, actually made that.
Yes.
He should not have said that at all because it just opened a floodgate for reporters to follow up.
Well, I think that right now we're going through an era where athletes, we watch sports, and to see someone's career altered like Kevin Durant, and to think how many athletes out there right now have some type of tightness in their lower leg or some type of calf strain, you would have to correlate thinking, okay, calf strain, Achilles, Kevin Durant. I know when I tore my calves, we did a lot of work on my ankle and my Achilles because I had soreness in both, and it was put out to me. You must clear these things up. So I don't have a problem with Frank Wright talking about it, because the reason why I know the calf injury was significant, he didn't say x-ray. He said we had an MRI. We had some scans. We had some images. So that lets you know that there was some seriousness to it. In the whole medical world, I guarantee you change when Kevin Durant went down, because there are a lot of people out there having the philosophy, if you have a strained calf, don't worry about your Achilles. And after Kevin Durant, if we didn't learn from that, the coach should learn from that. Andrew Luck, that's his profession. He should learn from that. And one thing we do as athletes, when we get a significant injury, we look up any other athlete because there's no comparison. Normally when I go to the doctor tells me, oh, you have 4 to 6 weeks. Well, that might be for the weekend warrior. That might be for the normal person. I want to compare my injury in real time to someone who has the same type of DNA, same type of mentality, and to see what does history say, and if there's some good notes out there trying to duplicate that, or even, as we talked about with Kevin Durant should be looking at Kobe saying, how can I get back before Kobe got back? So I don't mind the extra attention to the calf after what happened to Kevin Durant.
One of the things that we always want to do with our athletes is not give them a timeline, not say 4 to 6 weeks, not get into that game, because every human being is different.
And you get backed into a corner.
And well, it's not even, everybody heals differently. So what's 4 to 6 weeks for the layman, maybe 2 to 3 weeks for the elite athlete. But sometimes if you put a timeline in somebody's head, they think, I've got to stay out 6 weeks, or I've got to stay out 4 weeks, or I need to come back in 2. And that's not fair either. both of those words.
And we should mention that Andrew Luck himself said, I'll be ready to go when the regular season starts. Assume he comes back, he's healthy. How good could Andrew Luck be? What is his ceiling, Nick?
Well, listen, he's had the talent of a league MVP since basically year 3 of his career, and then starting in year 4, he started to deal with that shoulder injury.
And I think right now is the appropriate time, because I don't think you're going to bump into Andrew Luck. I think you should look into the camera and apologize to him for criticizing him. Yeah. She asked what the ceiling is. First is an apology.
Okay, all right, well, so I was getting there, my friend. But so Andrew Luck is